Well, hello, I'm Dan Reynolds. I sing for the band Imagine Dragons, and I'm going to have you join me for a typical day in the life of me. So, when I was in my early 20s, I was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis, which is a form of back spine, and it's an autoimmune disease that requires me to live a pretty regimented diet and exercise. Be in touch with my rheumatologist. So I'm going to show you what I typically have for breakfast. I live on a pretty anti-inflammatory diet. I'm sure there are a lot of people who do the same. And if you don't, I'll show you a little bit of what it looks like. Usually start out the day, hi, this is my wife, usually start out the day with a shake because it's pretty easy to see what's going into my body. A lot of fruit, vegetables. I don't eat a lot of dairy, not a lot of processed foods, try to be pretty natural sugars, avoiding anything that is inflammatory basically. So fish I eat for protein typically, maybe a little bit of red meat every once in a while, but that can be inflammatory for some people. It's honestly different for everybody, but if you look online, there's a basic standard of what's an anti-inflammatory diet. So I will typically eat banana,
garlic.
I don't do a lot of dairy, so I typically have either oat milk or... Oh, perfect. Spinach. I typically have either oat milk or some people do soy milk or other alternatives. So yeah, I'll pour in a little bit of this. Throw in a handful of spinach. I'll usually throw in a little bit more fruit, depending on what's around. Blackberries, blueberries, a handful. And there you have it, Dan's smoothie. Cheers. So typically after I eat breakfast, I come up to this little area which is where I do all my studio work. Nothing too fancy. The majority of my work is here with acoustic guitar, electric guitar, keyboard, MIDI keyboard. My goal is usually to make a demo a day. I've done that since I was like 13 years old. And it's really not for work purposes, it's really part of just my everyday routine. Just how some people write in their journal every night or whatever you do every day that makes you happy. Making music makes me happy. So every day I write music. And sometimes it's terrible and sometimes it's okay. And so yeah, yesterday I started working on this idea. Wherever you go, I'll be there waiting in the end. So a lot of times when I'm writing melodies, I will just make up words to begin with that just feel good. So it's just kind of nonsense. And then as I build it out, I'll try different melodies, different things like that. So it's important to be really active when you have ankylosing spondylitis to continually keep the blood moving through your joints and your body. I do everything from walking to jogging to yoga, a little bit of weightlifting. Sometimes I'll do Pilates, surfing. Things to build up your core strength. So whatever is your mobility, whatever you're able to do is where you kind of start. Stretching is super key. I stretch every morning, afternoon, and at night. Anytime I'm sitting down to watch TV, I'll be stretching typically. In the mornings, I take my dog, George, on a walk. He is a 10-month-old Rottweiler. George! I love you. Come on. Anybody who lives with ankylosing spondylitis knows that there are good days and bad days. But I think what's most important is just that you're continually trying every day to stay active and just not push your body too hard and to listen to your body. And even more importantly, listen to your rheumatologist who can help you set up kind of a plan of action. One of my favorite things in the world is to be a dad, and these are two of my little girls, they're twins, and pre-diagnosis was a scary time for me because I didn't know what was going on with my body, and my wife was pregnant with our first arrow, and there was a time period right when we had the baby where I couldn't even hold the baby because I was in so much pain. So being diagnosed was actually a really wonderful moment for me because it felt like there was actually a plan of action, and I had someone on my team and a name to what I was dealing with. And so my recommendation, especially in times of COVID like this, or whatever your situation is you can either, you also can use there's like telehealth options. You can call in and speak to a rheumatologist and get a plan of action over the phone if you can't make it out of your house. So, so yeah, this is my typical day is making music, being a dad right now, because I'm not on the road. Otherwise, they travel around the world with me, and we play shows together on a tour bus. So this is a typical day for me, and thanks for joining me. I hope that you had a good time, and I hope that if you have unexplained back pain, I hope that you go take the quiz on monsterpainas.com.